All right, Adam. So last week I said I would do the Independence Day speech again, and I could probably do it with a second take, but I think it's much funnier if you do it from memory. No looking it up right now. Give me the Independence Day speech.
Oh, God. The embarrassing thing is I watched Independence Day last night.
Okay. Oh.
But we started watching very late, and I was a very sleepy boy.
Aw. Okay, I'll help. Your first words are good morning.
Good morning, America, and the world at large. Today is the day that aliens are at our door.
Oh, by the way, don't cancel anything and don't bid anyone to stand.
I see you all across the world sitting there, wondering how can we face these aliens. They blew up all those models of our cities and the White House with the helicopter out in front of it. They shot down our pilots, except for like the important ones that have names. And now you're wondering, boy oh boy, on this day of all days, the 4th of July, Independence Day. Well, how could we survive? But we can survive. We will survive. We're the America of space. We're gonna fire our fireworks up their ass and upload a virus or something. Because today we celebrate our independence.
That was better than
Finding Monster, right?
the show about finding monsters, right?
Right. Please let me not interrupt your accolades.
They're still cheering. That was a good speech. Good. Yeah, good job.
Thanks. It was very hard to not cancel any apocalypses during it. But there's no apocalypse coming this week.
Hopefully not.
No.
Because we've got company coming.
Yes, and we're sprucing up big time.
I want this place looking like Disney on Ice in 1 minute. Harry, if you haven't made your bed, throw it away. It's too late to make it now. Get rid of the couches. We can't let people know we sit.
We are going to be experiencing our first contact high. Welcoming aliens to our home.
Yeah.
So the inverse of last week, instead of an invasion against our will, we're we're rolling out the welcome mats.
We've got everything ready for them to show up.
Well, do we have everything ready? This episode, it's kind of us summiting, preparing for them to enter into our lives, and hopefully, like a new cat, they like find themselves at home.
I need bird feeders in all the windows.
So, do you have an idea of where to start on this premise? Because my first idea was more of how our initial conversation goes with them.
How would the first conversation go? Let's say that, like, I read a fanfic once about the first manned mission to Mars, like these Mass Effect aliens, like, contact us and we start talking back and forth, and it's like a Mass Effect fanfic of what first contact was like.
Yeah, the talking is what I was going for. Is that how, there's been several projects that include us shooting tiny bits of debris out into space, but odds are that those aren't being picked up as well as radio signals.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they can see a full episode of I Love Lucy from space because the thing diffuses.
No, but it's more that by the time it gets to them, it's just a bunch of little beeps and bops.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not listened to across the universe or anything like that.
It's actually just Lucy eating the things on the conveyor belts. That's the only piece of Earth culture they've got, and they're just like, what the fuck is this planet about? Like,
oh god, they're preparing a conveyor belt of food for us to eat.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's very thoughtful, honestly. I'll be. That episode does convey a lot about human beings as a whole.
Are you saying we don't have that much explaining to do?
No, we do not. No, but it's about biting off more than you can chew. Which I hope we're not doing with this premise.
No, Adam, it's not, it's literally just, it's not the episode. It's literally just the bit where she's eating stuff off a conveyor belt, and they're like, this is how they eat.
Yeah, no, so I think we're saying the wrong message initially.
Yeah, okay, so so the first thing that they've seen is just like a gif of I Love Lucy, basically. How do we explain to them, like, hey, we're Earth. You might know us from that one space gif you picked up. And also, that drawing we did of some naked people and then some whale sounds. We didn't really know what we were doing. How are you?
The Pioneer plate, I think is what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some parts of that are cool, like, hey, look, we know what hydrogen is. But there's other parts where it's like, oh, hey, look, this is what an arrow is, and that's what we sent your way.
Oh, great. That's probably safe.
Yeah, the odds of aliens knowing what an arrow is very low.
I mean, it's possible that they know what, like, a trajectory. It makes sense. Now, I'm looking at the illustration on the Pioneer plaque. Adam, I don't think I could, if I were a space alien, I'm looking at this, and, yeah. I don't know how.
We should specify, the Pioneer plaque's a gold piece of metal that went up in the Pioneer ship?
The Pioneer 11 spacecraft, which is a robotic space probe launched in 1973, and I believe it is currently really far away. It is the second of five artificial objects to achieve an escape velocity, allowing it to leave the solar system.
Right. And it has a couple instructions on it, including two naked people.
Mm-hmm.
They're like reference in size in relationship to the spacecraft.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Yes, that's why they show it there. It has the planet that this came from in our solar system, and a map of where that solar system is, in reference to 4 of the nearest pulsars. 14 of the nearest pulsars.
I'll be honest, I would not be able to guess that from whatever this big butthole plate is.
No,
it's not
also
unshaped like some sort of digestive sphincter, which I guess the aliens wouldn't know.
Yeah, I think a very early lesson that I Love Lucy scene might convey is that all humans are just one long tube.
Oh,
as is everything on our planet.
You know what? Yeah, the aliens would see this and be like, these humans are really concerned about their digestive systems. We should make, a 7-layer bean dip. No, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, ran out of tentacles. 9. 9 planets. 9-layer bean dip. They'll get that. They'll think that's funny. They love numbers, it looks like.
It appears that sometimes the 9th layer is there and sometimes it's not.
Fascinating. We should destroy the 9th layer.
To match their belief system.
What would you...
that they've conveyed to us. So, the thing I was saying about the arrow is that an arrow shows the spacecraft leaving this planet. And even if you knew what an arrow was, sending it somewhere is not a good sign, usually.
No, yeah, it's shooting an arrow at someone.
Yeah, it's an act of aggression. But it also, the Pioneer plaque relies on, assumes that the extraterrestrials that we meet are going to have sight.
That's true, yeah. I mean, they have to have some way of, some kind of, at least tactile, maybe?
I think so. It's all about senses. We understand 5 senses of our human bodies. Sometimes more if you can see ghosts. We also know of creatures on our planet that don't have as good eyesight. They don't need it because of the atmosphere they grew up in.
You mean men? Because I have a neat fact about these pictures of naked people on here.
Yes.
There's a man.
Please.
There's a man and a woman on here, And the man has a penis.
He does.
The woman has no genitals. Pure Barbie doll.
She's got a little reverse check mark where her legs meets, and that's about it.
Jeez, yeah. Well, like, just Barbie girl down there.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, Carl Sagan was like... Carl Sagan had, like, a vulva on there, because he's like, well, I mean, that's what people are shaped like. And NASA was like, that is obscene. We can't let the aliens know about vaginas. I'm sorry, Carl.
Where they're... Well, this female figure is topless, for the record.
No, we can let the aliens know about boobs. That's fine. Just not vaginas. Boobs and
boobs
dick.
Are an incentive program.
Boobs and dick. That's fine. Vaginas? Abs? No.
Yeah, these are... I like that I could cosplay as this male gentleman.
I don't want to say that his hair does bear a striking resemblance to yours, and honestly, the woman's hair looks a lot like your girlfriend. I'm begging you not to cosplay as these two, please.
No, that will not occur, don't worry.
Okay, good. If you got, like, a full bodysuit with, like, this, with, like, the lines on it to like, look like this.
I guess, but you'll be sooner called out as a Lego person, a Simpson, or a Minion, I'd guess, before the plaque comes into question.
I think I would rather you be this than a Minion, I'll be honest.
Oh, well, thanks. The pose is important, too, because it outlines that we have opposable thumbs.
Only the men.
Only the men, yes, it's not important.
There are two species on this planet. The taller ones with more muscles, and the shorter ones with no muscles.
I mean, should they at least be, like, posed together, right?
No. They are different. We must teach the aliens... We must teach the aliens about the social construct of gender by drawing two different people, and that's it. That's the totality of the human species, is these two fuckle chucks.
I love the concept of aliens getting this, and like, well, we're not going there, they're clearly sexist.
Yeah.
Like, we blew our first shot.
You know what's interesting also, is that doesn't Lucille Ball in I Love Lucy have kind of shorter hair? So they
think that this is
It's her. It's Lucy. And this smaller creature. This must have been Lucy as a child. Or perhaps this is what the machine's eggs look like. The eggs of the creature that Lucy was eating. Yes, they hatch into this one. With the long head tentacles.
Yeah, I think they've at least learned what hair is.
I don't...
I think that's missing from the I Love Lucy clip. They got their chef hats on.
Oh, geez, yeah. Whoa, you just took off most of the top of your head.
Well, that really sucked if the aliens do have, like, a mushroom top on top of their head.
Oh, and then they're like, we're the same. And then, like, they show up and it's like, aw. It's very sad.
Yeah, then, you know, in 20 years we broadcast Mario 64. And it's like, oh, Toad, like us.
Toad, like us. Ah. What does Toad sound like?
He sounds like that. He's like a Marge, but he says like, okay,
but higher pitched. So like,
yeah. I think what the important part here is that our first contact's going to be like over radio signals and like way before images. We're very like a snail mail system to them. And probably the first couple messages are going to be warped, but I hope that with at least our technology and their clearly more advanced technology, that's the thing they always say about when we have first contact, they'll be more advanced than us. That we'll be able to communicate audibly.
Speaking of that, I have an idea for first contact.
Please tell.
And that is taking a cue from the hit film Avatar.
Okay. The blue guys, Earth sucks, so we go there with a bunch of guns and have a what's it called?
A war.
A war with them.
A war of conquest.
Is that how it starts?
Yeah, but Specifically, I wanted to talk about how the humans actually win over the Na'vi in that movie, and that is through a cultural victory, like we talked about last week with the domination thing.
True. Go on.
Jake Sully integrates himself into the Na'vi by going to the Na'vi planet and being the best at being a Na'vi ever. So,
that's correct, yes.
So all we need to do to incorporate aliens into our kind of society and our kind of worldview is have one of them come and just be the best at being a human being that it can be. Now, Adam, let's say an alien lands in Lansdale, and it's trying to win over our planet by accomplishing all the human trials. Like, the Na'vi trials are like you have to jump on a dragon or whatever, and you need to hunt, and you need to run around in a tree, and the jellyfish have to like you, and all that kind of stuff. What are the people versions of that? What does this alien have to do? Let's call him Chizad. What does Chizad have? What does Chizad have to do? That's just like Chad, but in a cool way of saying it. What does Chizad have to do in order to win the hearts and minds of the natives?
My first task, and this is a big one, so bear with me. EGOT.
Oh, okay, like Whoopi Goldberg, yeah.
Like Whoopi Goldberg, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. He has to become beloved by the public.
Oh, that's really good, actually.
Yeah, so has to have an Emmy-winning television series, an Oscar-winning movie, a Tony-winning performance. And what's the an Emmy?
A Grammy-winning song?
Yeah, correct.
It's like a reverse Bill and Ted, where it's just like we need a hit song that's going to unite the worlds.
Yeah, no, they I think they do that in Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Yeah,
they try and find that song, and yeah, no, and I think that it's definitely going to go the Escape from the Planet of the Apes route.
Oh, yeah.
If you recall, that's the one where the apes time travel back to, like, modern day 70s, 60s, and become socialites.
We've become socialites, Cornelius. That's what they sound like in the movie.
Yeah. But because I hate bananas. Yeah, so social apes. Except instead of apes, it's an alien. So Chizad, maybe he gets his start on, like, a very accessible platform. Like, he becomes an influencer first.
What is this tickle to talk?
All I have to do is dance, huh?
YouTube, yes, your tubes. That's the one thing we know from I Love Lucy, yeah.
You start here and you end here, and he's just explaining that, and it takes off, viral hits. Yeah, no, teens are showing up in suits to meet with him.
Okay, but, like, I think new media is not a great way to get the Academy on your side, because they're more of, like, the old guard.
I see what you're saying, so maybe he has to have a starring role in an initial film. Do you think Chizad is going to get typecast?
As an alien? Probably.
Well, what Chizad does know about us, like, the first thing that he learned was our audio wave signals.
Oh, true.
So maybe the way in the Grammy is going to happen first.
Okay, so first he's going to do the hit song.
Yeah, he's going to get in like this everyone's subconscious. Everyone's radio station is going to be playing Chizad's #1 hits signal.
Okay, what does Chizad look like? I'm going to let that go to you. Well, like what Chizad is like. I'm going to use my advanced knowledge of biology to figure out what his psychology is then like, and then I'm going to use that to imagine the hit Earth song he would sing.
Okay, so I'm like following all the pieces that we've added before. So he's got like a mushroom cap. Like one wide brimmed. He does not have he can speak, but he doesn't have a mouth. 2 pupilless eyes. He's large and tall, maybe 8 feet in total height.
8 tentacles. I remember that bit from earlier.
8 tentacles, yes. 8 tentacles. I wonder if he has fingers or not. What do you think?
No.
No fingers. 8 tentacles.
Maybe he has, like, palpi. Or, like, what's it called? Villi. Like, the thing on the inside of the small intestine, but on his tentacles. So, like fingers, but awful.
He's got some awful fingers that are no good, no fun. And he does have, like, 2 little itty-bitty feet at the bottom to, like, right himself if his tentacles can't do it.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, so I'm gonna make a song that this creature would sing about Earth. I'm sailing away, sadly because for the virgin sea, 'cause I've got to be free, fake life, little hate of me. On board, I'm the captain, so climb aboard. I hate that line. On board, I'm the captain, so climb aboard. We get it. There's boards. We get it, Mr. Sticks.
He is incapable of not going viral.
Yeah.
He's already singing. If he has a little cute little dance that goes with it.
Ooh, he definitely does. With all the tentacles, though?
Oh, yeah, no. People are going to be trying to pull it off and mimic it by having a bunch of their friends get together. It's a community hit, and I can totally see that top in the charts. Grab me down. No problem.
You know that song is about aliens, which I remember one time. Sorry.
No problem. Come Sail Away by Styx is about aliens.
Yeah. My dad and I and my brother were out washing the car one time, and that song came on. And I was like, oh yeah, the song's about aliens or whatever. And my dad didn't like that and made that very clearly known. Sorry. And then, like, the part where it was like, a gathering of angels appeared above my head. They sang me the song of hope. This is what they said. They said, come sail away with me, lads. Come sail away with me, baby, etc. Baby lads. I thought that they were angels, but to my surprise, we climbed aboard their starship. We headed for the skies, singing, come sail away, come sail away.
Come sail away, come sail away.
Tonberry, which is Cactar and Tonberry. Whatever happened to that guy, we'll never find out. But no, then that line happened, and my dad was just like, oh, god damn it, it is about aliens. I guess you were right. And he looked at me, but at that point I was already very demoralized. Not a great... Yeah, I don't talk to him anymore. Anyway.
So...
Take me out of here.
So that's fine. I'm certain that in our new media world, the old guard will start to fade away. All it takes is talent.
Mm.
So if he can star in like a sitcom, like an Alf, but instead of Alf, it's a real alien.
Ooh,
you know,
that's very good. An Alf remake.
Yeah, but it tackles like serious alien drama.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. On my planet, we don't have cats to eat.
It's very sad. That's some Gleep Glorp world problems. They have different numbers.
Yeah, I think a dramatic interpretation of a 90s sitcom has that kind of pull nowadays.
It's really... Boy, it is really easy to slip into Rick and Morty conventions for naming alien stuff, isn't it?
Well, the fact of the matter is that they can do anything under the sun.
Yeah.
And therefore, across 4 seasons, it's like, oh no, there's an example of everything now.
Me and my brother actually, we got that Szechuan sauce.
I've heard this tale.
Yeah. The day, for the listeners.
Okay, yeah, please. No, this is important. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was in college at the time of that horrible day of the Szechuan sauce. And my brother came down to visit me, and we just like went around. We went to this one McDonald's near campus, and they were like, "Oh, we don't have that." And like I looked it up online ahead of time. They said they would have it, and then the employees were like, "Oh, I don't know what that is. Is that good?" And I was like, "I don't know. I haven't had it yet." And then I was like, well, that's enough. Well, anyway, let's go to the museum or whatever. My brother was like, there's another McDonald's that way. And I was like, oh okay, we're going there now. So we went to this other McDonald's. They didn't have it there either. And then I was like, all right, well, let's just eat lunch at this McDonald's. And then we had lunch, and it was like, well, that's it. And he's like, there's another McDonald's in North Philly. And I was like, Matt, I'm not going to North Philly for any reason, let alone a McDonald's. And then, like, we went to the McDonald's in North Philly. There was a line, like, 50 miles long. There was some guy in a Starship Troopers shirt, so we figured we were in the right crowd. And then this lady comes out. It seems like this is, like, the, like, fourth time in 2 hours that she's had to do this, where she just said, we don't have the Szechuan sauce. And then we all just kind of left. But then I found on Reddit that there was this guy in Reading Terminal Market who was selling his own Szechuan sauce. So me and my brother are the only people on this planet that got the damn Szechuan sauce. Also, they sell it in the fucking grocery store. That was back when, in like 2003, 2004 era, I think.
So that's yeah, you got the sauce.
Yeah, and I think would we be able, once the Chizad Brigade, they're from the planet Chizad, they're named Chizad, all of them are named Chizad. Will the Chizad Brigade be swayed by our Szechuan sauce? This is how they talk. I've mastered their language. I have Amy Adams the hell out of their language.
Yeah, I think they would. I think they might, because of the one thing they know about us is how we consume sweets.
Chizzance.
Yeah, so from I Love Lucy.
Yeah, you're Kizarect.
Yeah, so it's like, your candy comes in sauce form.
So, we enjoy the sauce, Kazandi.
I think they would have it and say, it's kind of average sauce. I don't see what all the hullabaloo's about.
Adam.
Yeah.
We are cultural ambassadors. Please make an attempt to Krizos the Lizanguage Bizarrier.
I apologize. Fuck.
The Zank is you.
I don't understand your accent.
The Nizex Bizas Tizas begins Bizadum.
Oh, we can translate the podcast after the fact.
I guess you're right.
So, assuming that he has a cultural victory of sorts and becomes beloved by the public in this sense, is the next step to just run for office?
Oh.
Is it that easy?
No, there's a constitutional amendment.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, no, we can't, unless his dad was American somehow. But I don't think that's, well, let's check with Chizad Sr.
Well, hang on. There's an easy loophole in this, right?
Gray hybrids.
They can just give us, they can make part of Chizad America.
Huh. Like retroactively.
Yeah, like retroactively. Like, oh, now you're part of America, therefore you were born here.
I guess you can do that with anywhere, huh?
I don't know if it holds water, but I'm saying that for that. Not that I want to go on hypothetical in particular.
We can't do Wazotter. We only drink vinegar.
Oh, that's bad news. Chizad, did you know that most of our planet is, in fact, Wazotter?
Yes. I did a skizan before I came here.
And most of us are water too. I'm sorry, Wazotter.
That's pretty Mizettel.
As well.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty Mizettel. I'm mostly vinegar. But, which is different from vinegar. I can't emphasize that enough.
All right, let's talk about kind of setting the stage, fancying up the curtains, getting this place Chizad ready. Assuming that he's here, he's beloved, he's accepted by the public. How do we make sure that this place is a place that he'd like to stay?
Or like when his nation comes, when his planet comes to like kind of integrate with us. First off, how do we make sure we aren't completely subsumed by them culturally and technologically? Second off, how do we make sure that they know that we can't say that we want them to vaporize the Supreme Court, but it would be very helpful if they did?
So a big part when it comes to first contact and communication with aliens, people talk about how our country or our world is militarized, and that's usually like a big no-no when it comes to these extraterrestrial civilizations.
Right, yeah. You talk about, like, the abductions from before the Betty and Barney Hill things, and it's all, like, these very pretty, like, fae people that are like, you must get rid of your weapons. You must learn to live in his harmony with Nizacha. Please, it is the only way.
Yeah,
Nuclear disarmament. Nuclear disarmament.
I was trying to think of a fun way, like a way to actually like functionally make this work, but I mean we can't do that on our own. We got a gun problem as is. So my initial like final reflex on the topic is to let's just not tell them about it.
Oh,
let's just see if we can like pull it off, and like they might not notice.
Maybe they won't notice that like a solid chunk of our country and probably most of the world at large, if I'm being realistic, is a bunch of crazy assholes.
Yeah, they might not, or we pass it off as something like not a big deal. We didn't know it bothered them, and maybe they might have the technology to solve it on their own.
Oh, is that what Gen X did when they presented the planet to us?
Yes, yeah. It's just kind of like it's like, oh, what you guys don't like bullets? Oh, you can just turn all those to bubbles. We don't care.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like we'll just pass it off as something casually. We didn't know you guys didn't like mosquitoes. Yeah, you have any like fast way of getting rid of all of them?
Oh, we didn't know you guys didn't like diamonds. Well, we were gonna kill those anyway.
Yeah. Oh man, there's you're saying that there's too much carbon in the atmosphere? If you could just like take all that out, that'd be great for everyone.
Mazine, it seems like you're not being very responsible. Why do Wizzy have to zoo all the Wizurk around here? God, I feel like Lazusi from the TV show that we picked up in Spazace.
So yeah, in order to make them not feel like Lucy, oh shit, actually, no, we do need to make things a little more like Lucy.
Because we've got some spizlaning to do.
We need to like set up whatever this embassy is going to be, like the I Love Lucy house. Like have that kind of 60s home style value. I'm
picturing just like a weird little 60s house, just like in the middle of the woods, like WandaVision. Like
yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Is where we meet with them. Like, oh yeah, it's all like this.
Yeah. It's all just woods and one house. We definitely don't have creepy petri dishes in the suburbs. Where we just breed Middle European trash. Like me. Hi.
No, I think that there's a lot of great things to offer. Well, thing is that like everything's brand new to them. So it does start to feel really like a Nickelodeon sitcom, where it's like, this is pizza.
Ooh, I do think the first thing we got to do, just to like kick off the radical '90s tone, is definitely show them pizza.
Yeah.
Oh wait! Oh, we have this on our planet. Yeah, no, we contacted this one guy in like the 1400s and told him about our flat cheese thing, and he was insisting on calling it pa, but we told him to call it pizza. Like how our language works.
Oh, that explains its shape.
Pizza. Yeah, they got pizza from us, and you've done such a wonderful job. You did the shape, like our spaceships. Yeah, you really ran with it. Grizzach's hob on the pizza.
We put whatever ingredients on here that we could find.
Well, that's Grizzate. We found some Kazam and Grisound.
What kind of Earth items do you have on Shazad?
Oh, Well, okay, they came to Italy in the 1500s and told us how to make pizza, which originally was called pa, but then they really helped us crack that code. I think in exchange, what would the original Leonardo, also obsessed with pizza? What would the original Leonardo da Vinci give to aliens in exchange for pizza?
Oh God, that's a really good question. I think he finished his flying machine.
Early sketches of the first skateboard.
Oh, and I'm trying to think of what the difference is between that and our modern day skateboard, and there are none. There is identical in every way.
But there's like pipes on the back that let out steam. Like it's a very cool like Leonardo da Vinci like steampunk kind of. I know that's like an anachronism, but so is all of steampunk. Don't at me.
Yeah, no, it's got a throttle.
Yeah. Oh man,
Yeah,
steampunk, skate punk aliens.
It can go across water, and it's got power. No, they're a huge fan of it. That's why skateboards didn't come around until 1955.
What kind of technology? So, what kind of Earth items do you have on Chizzad? Well, okay. We have this one thing, and I see you trying to use it. And hey, listen, I've been there. I know what it's like. Listen, I'm just trying to be reasonable with you, and just say that those things don't work on water unless you've got power. This was a bit that I was trying to do, was like reasonable 80s bully. I was trying to get that to work at work all the time, and like no one got it because this podcast has poisoned my sizzance of his humor. As you can tell by the way I'm chizocking right now.
Yeah. Well, at work you should tell them to make like a tree and get out of this place.
I mean,
so okay, they have like some Leo inventions, and they got pizza in exchange. Mm-hmm. This is all tracking. This is fine.
And also maybe katanas. Does Leonardo have the katanas?
I think it's embarrassing that we had an episode about this. Certainly.
Yes, we did have a TMNT episode. Hold on, I can't type because it's dark. Because
yeah, you got it. Leo's got the katanas. Okay,
good. Yeah, because that's the sword, and swords are the hero weapons.
I would believe you if you told me that the katana came to Earth via alien extraterrestrial beings.
That's too 90s.
It makes perfect sense. It tracks with all the kind of weeb sensibilities.
Okay, based on this picture, Leonardo has the nunchucks. Michelangelo has nunchucks. Or Leonardo has the katanas, Michelangelo has the nunchucks. Whichever one of them's purple has the bow staff, and whichever one of them is red has the sai.
Raphael has the sai.
Okay, good. Okay. Remember back in 2013 when everyone's like, oh man, Michael Bay's gonna make the Ninja Turtles aliens? Lame-os. Blah. Kickflip. And that was like the biggest problem we had back then?
Yeah, there were already 4 things. They can be aliens too.
Yeah.
Like, what, we're gonna stop?
The whole thing's crazy.
But anyway, so there's been a cultural exchange. What other things that can we do to make them feel more at home, more like welcome here? Are there any like public figures that they might want to meet?
Well, they definitely have to meet Joe Biden.
And Tony Hawk.
Yeah. Well, Tony Hawk's selling NFTs now, so I think maybe they don't think he's cool about anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't think they'd recognize him either.
Yeah.
They'd say, "Oh, you look like Tony Hawk."
Oh, you look kind of like I Love Lucy person, and it's like that's just because that's the only human you've seen. Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Did they call us all Lucy's?
Yeah, we're Planet Lucy. Which honestly, Earth is a pretty shitty name for a planet.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It means dirt. It's like hard to say. There's so many consonants all in a row.
Yeah, Earth should be renamed in more pieces of media.
Earth should be renamed Lucy.
Yeah, I'm for it.
Yeah, I'll take that. So I have one idea that just came to me.
What do you have?
Long stalks on the beach. Or maybe Squatch-a-Lorette.
Segment that we're dusting off here.
Yeah, because we can't really do Squatch-a-Lorette anymore.
So, what comes to mind for you?
I am going to fuck one of these aliens. Do we think that that's a good thing? Wait, this... Alizé. That's what we gotta find. The Chizzad version of Ali. And we need to, like, Romeo and Juliet. That's how we will achieve peace between wizards.
Is it mean for me to say that I think there's an Alizé? I think somewhere on Chizzad there's an alien being that kind of matches your energy.
I'm honestly touched. I mean, first off, talk about star crust. Fuck me.
Star crust, like the pizza.
Talk about star crust. Oh wait, that means we're gonna die. If me and Alizzy both die, I guess you're Mercutio?
Well,
I don't remember Romeo and Juliet very well.
The important thing here is that, yes, during first contact, a human's going to have sex with an alien.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, that's definitely going to happen.
And there's definitely, like, aliens that are like, I want to have sex with Lucy from I Love Lucy. And it's like, she has been dead for 50 years, but I do have a pretty killer dress that looks like that, so...
Well, there you go. I mean, that'll match what they're looking for.
I pull off a 50s housewife look shockingly well, honestly. Not to toot my own horn too much, but to zoot.
I do think that there's been a human poisoning that we've done with them, unfortunately. Between I Love Lucy and the Pioneer plaque, I think we may have given them some sexist vibes.
Oh yeah, true.
Maybe we should show them some women Olympians or something.
We'll show them a real anatomy textbook once they get there. That's just a preview that we showed them.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. They'll be like, oh yes, more details.
Yeah, more details.
I'm not good at it yet. I'll get better.
I can't believe my horniness for this alien is actually enough to trigger the language development centers in my brain.
Yeah, it didn't help that we showed them Tizoni Hazak.
That was good.
And Chizzance
Poseidon, who is also an alien or an ultra-terrestrial, we learned in our election night episode.
Yeah, unfortunately, we expressed that he's organism 46B, another alien being.
Well, he's a shape-shifting squid from beneath the Antarctic ice, so not exactly an alien, but not Earthling, but pretty alien.
I do think introducing a tentacled monstrosity from our planet to this tentacle alien is a good move. I think some peace can be brokered that way.
Yeah. Wizel, we on Chazad are a full 70 episodes behind on Fazinding Mazonster Resite. But we have listened to the Zad episode, and we support our tentacled brethren.
Are there any other pieces of Earth that we would like to show them, that we'd like to show off as some of our best of the best?
When you said pieces of Earth, I was like, yes, Kazakhstan, we'll take that. Oh wait, no, hold on. Do you have a whole country called Chad? That's like the Earth version of our name.
That's why we grow America here.
Yeah. Take us to Nijadima, the capital of Chazad, but Earth Chazad, which I guess is just called Chad.
He's getting too much to a track. Yeah, we can definitely show them around. You know, all those natural wonders and man-made wonders I think they'll be interested in.
Yeah.
Everyone loves those things.
Do you think they like whales? For some reason, that's the ambassador of Earth in my mind. Like, that is the go-to Earth species you gotta know, is whales.
Well, if you ask me, it's kind of like, hey, this is what mammals can do under different circumstances, and it's just a huge, varied difference. And they sing and they make the songs.
What is mammals?
Oh, mammals is what we are.
I thought you were Lazusis.
Yes, Lazusis are a type of mammals.
Ah, I see.
Do you know Zubu?
We are very familiar with Zuzumbafu and his love of Gizarmbo beans. Oh, hey, I have a fun animal fact for you.
You gotta bring it on.
Sifaka lemurs actually do love garbanzo beans.
Okay, I don't know if that was a new fact. I think it was just a confirmation of a fact.
Yeah, but I learned that from our primate keeper at the zoo recently, and I was like, that's just wonderful. I'm so glad that this little piece of my childhood was true the whole time.
You mean your zoo?
Yes, at the zoo.
So stupid.
I was speaking to Yizu,
Yeah, no.
who is a Lazusi, and therefore this is not Nizid to speak in this manner.
Yeah, I'm scared by how quickly you've picked up this dialect. You've invented and picked up this dialect in no time flat.
Look, Dora the Explorer was my stuffed animal.
Dora the Explorza.
Dora the Explorer was my pet toy lizard's favorite show when I was a kid. It couldn't be my favorite show because it was a girl show, you see. And if my parents found out, they would be afraid that Dora the Explorer would turn me gay. Which, honestly, they did a lot of that as a kid, and as I've explained before, it came true in kind of a monkey's paw way.
Right.
But, yeah, no. So, my neural pathways for language are shockingly good. I was very good at Spanish in high school. I really need to pick that up again. But the Duolingo owl is scaring me.
So we've talked, we've talked pizza, skateboards, katanas, any other really cool human inventions. I don't think we're going to show them the internet. I don't think that's our best stuff.
I think they might already know about the internet.
Oh, okay.
It's wireless.
They're on Reddit.
They are on Reddit, aren't they? Hopefully they gravitate towards Tumblr.
Yeah, ears open.
I'd rather they gravitate towards Tumblr, but after the porn ban, when, like, a good portion of the weirdos moved off to Twitter, and now it's just, like, a couple of good weirdos, and also some bad ones, including, like, the Nazis and stuff. They're still there.
that are so horny and can't deal with it.
Yeah. We can get rid... If we could just... Hey, you don't like the Nazis? If you could just vaporize them, there might be something is in it for you.
I will say...
Me seducing the aliens into vaporizing Nazis?
Yeah, your alien speak, if it was in a mirror, you'd be talking like Jar Jar Binks. Turn all those Z's to S's, and...
I mean, he's an alien, so it chizzexes out.
I'm all for it. I'm just thinking, any last things that we want to show them? To hopefully show off the best of the best. Dogs, I think they'd be very interested in.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it's like human beings' longest, like, genetic engineering project.
Yeah, that's true. And also, like, there are many stories about how dogs are actually aliens. This was a funny... this was a funny bit from... First off, that's an Animorphs, that dogs are aliens, basically. But more importantly, on an episode of Oh No, Ross and Carrie, they did a thing where they went to this UFO conference. It's a podcast on the Maximum Fun Network, where they go around to, like, joining all these different, like, bizarre paranormal groups. And they went to a UFO conference, and they, like, seeded a rumor by, like, slipping people mysterious notes. They seeded a rumor that dogs were actually space aliens, and the CIA was covering it up.
That's why they always bark at the moon.
Yeah.
They're actually howling at the star right next to it, Sirius.
Well, like, they did it one day, and then the next day they went to this panel, and, like, this panel could submit audience questions. And it was like, when will people talk about Canis familiaris? And then someone else is like, oh, that's dogs. Yeah, I heard something about dogs. And then someone else at the table is like, I heard something about dogs too. So now it's like a real rumor.
That's really great.
Yeah. All right. So, do you want to take Chizad and generally the concept of the peaceful alien contact to final rating place?
Yes, I will. Do you think this went well with them? Honestly. Do you think they'd come back for more?
I think so, yeah. I think they would come back and they would enjoy having, like, this Earth as kind of like a primitive backwater kind of vassal state with, like, some neat animals and cinnamon buns and TikTok and me. Come back for me, Alizzy.
All right, and I agree with that. I think that a peaceful alien story is welcome, and that sometimes it's so often a go-to when, like, we're solving our bit, like the what we could describe last week, the domination victory.
Yeah.
When it's us versus them, and it's almost like I would call it the solar punk of alien contact stories, where it's like, oh no, we envision a future that's a lot more bright and a lot more collaborative.
I love the solar punk aesthetic. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries. That was a cool thing in Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness as well. Just like, damn, what a nice thing that we can happen here. And I think that can be true if we can get access to some wonderful alien technologies. If the right people can like jumpstart and advance our world so that's not in a failed state, then that could be real good for all parties involved. We've got a fascinating planet.
Yeah.
Lots of different peoples, lots of different animals, and I think the chizzance would enjoy sharing it with us.
You said it.
For a final rating place, I'm giving the chizzance a 9 out of 10.
Nice. I really like like you said, the optimistic view of the future. I think, especially in this dark time politically, where we're experiencing the end of the American experiment and the slide of our republic into darkness, I think it's important to hold on to a flame of hope. And I like the idea of the peaceful alien contact because it shows that we can be a part of something bigger, not just in a spiritual sense, in the sense of something that we make up, in the sense of something that the powerful among us use to dominate the weaker-minded among us, or the more common, or just the oppressed underclass who is kept working so hard that they can't afford to think about these philosophical differences. To become part of something bigger politically, in terms of this alien thing, to have the whole political structure of the planet upended in a way that is then peaceful, in a way that preserves life on Earth, that preserves biodiversity in the environment, where we can afford to let technology kind of take the load off of us, where we can move forward into a post-scarcity society where we don't have to worry about money or anything like that. That's very appealing to me.
Yeah, it's no longer about this class struggle that kind of shades and colors everything. Instead, it's literally the most valuable thing is the intelligent beings of our planet.
Yeah.
And yeah, you were talking about Ono Ross and Carrie, and like, I think that's what a lot of those people like seek out. It's like they strive to have that greater, like, I am one of the good ones, I'm one of the smart ones, I'm one of the upper ones, and that can be kind of warped and twisted when you boil it down to like those true human emotion of like, oh, I want to survive and I want to do it in the best way possible for the world. Then yeah, that brings out the best in the whole universe.
Yeah, and it's not just warped and twisted. The point of power structures is to control.
Oh, yeah.
The point of power structures is to absorb the work and the value of creatures, humans of your own species that you deem to be lesser beings. And that's disgusting, and when faced with a being that is incalculably greater, and with more tentacles, and better at sexing me, this was inspiring until just then, I think. Yeah, honestly, for I want to say, good apocalyptic, the good ending of Earth that the aliens represent, the peaceful alien contact represents, I have to give it a 10 out of 10. It's a warm, fuzzy feeling that, honestly, I don't think I've had since I was religious myself.
Yeah, that's nice. I will explain that my 9 out of 10 is because I took off 1 point because they're influencers, and we can't support that.
Yeah, we can't support teens because they're young. Adam, we can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interests. Perhaps it is Fizate that today is the Fizorth of Jizalai, and you will once a Gizen be fighting for our Frazedom. Not from Tizirani, a possession, or persecution, but from an isolation. We're fighting for our right to live, to exist. And Shizud, we was in the Jizay. The Fizorth of Jizalai will no longer be known as an Amazerican holiday, but as the Jizay, when the world is cleared in one voice, We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today we celebrate our Independence Day. Everyone cheering.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Finding Monster Rights.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. I hope you had as happy a 4th of July as possible, given the current circumstances.
Share the podcast with a friend in your life.
And work towards a better future.
We are.
Yeah, we are, by coming up with a new language.
Take that, America.
I thought that they were angels, but to my surprise, we climbed aboard this our ship. We headed for the skies. Singing, come to sail away, come to sail away, come to sail away with me, lizards. Come to sail away, come to sail away, come to sail away with me. Oh, threw in a little bit at the end there. While Americans overwhelmingly support the right of an individual to make their own decisions about abortion, unfortunately that right is no longer protected everywhere in the U.S. The Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade on June 24, 2022. Abortion is a basic healthcare need for the millions of people who can become pregnant. Everyone should have the freedom to decide what's best for themselves and their families, including when it comes to ending a pregnancy. This decision has dire consequences for individual health and safety, and could have harsh repercussions for other landmark decisions. Restricting access to comprehensive reproductive care, including abortion, threatens the health and independence of all Americans. Even if you live in a state where abortion rights are upheld, access to safe medical procedures shouldn't be determined by location, and it shouldn't be the privilege of a small few. You can help by donating to local abortion funds. To find out where to donate for each state, visit donationsforabortion.com. That's donations, 4abortion.com. If you or someone you know needs help, or if you want to get more involved, here are 5 resources. 1. Shout Your Abortion is a campaign to normalize abortion. 2. Don't Ban Equality is a campaign for companies to take a stand against abortion restrictions. 3. Abortion.cafe has information about where to find clinics. 4. PlanCpills.org provides early at-home abortion pills that you can keep in your medicine cabinet. And 5. Choice.crd.co has a collection of these resources and more. You can also find links to all of these resources at podvoices.help. We encourage you to speak up, take care, and spread the word.